Now I am going to discuss about the tuple. We have discussed about the list. In the list, we are going to store multiple values into one variable. Just like that, in tuple, we can also store multiple values into one variable, but instead of the square brackets which we are used in the list, we are going to use normal brackets in the tuple. For example, here I create a simple list x equal to 1, 2, 3, and while the tuple is created with the normal brackets in which we are going to add 1, 2, 3, and this is how we are going to create a tuple, and this is a list. Well, both are ordered, means here the indexes will start from 0, this is 1, this is 2, and the same thing for the tuple also. It is also start with the 0, 1 and 2, but the differences is that you can able to change the existing values of a list. For example, here we have 1, 2, 3, and we can able to replace this using any of the method in which we can able to replace the 2 value equal to 6. For example, I just show you. We have already discussed that there are a lot of methods. I am going to remove this particular set from here, and I am going to say I want x of 1, means this is the 0th position, this is 1 position. I want to replace this particular value 2 into another value in which I am going to add x of 1 equal to 6, and when I just print that particular list, it is going to give me 163 as a value. For example, I just run the particular program using the Python interpreter. It is going to give me answer as a 163 because I have replaced the first position using the value 6. As you can have a look at in the screen, it is 163, and this is how we are going to update the values. We are going to change the values of a particular list, but you cannot do the same thing with a set. For example, here instead of the brackets, if I use the normal brackets instead of the square bracket, if I use normal brackets and I say x of 1 equal to 4, and I just say print x, wait a second, I use again 2 times, I just run the particular program. Here it is not going to give us a result, instead it is going to give us an error. As you can have a look at here, it said tuple object does not support the item assignment, means it is not going to update anything, means it is not going to replace anything with the existing values, and this is why it is a difference between a list and a tuple. And now I am going to discuss about the operations which are performed on this tuple. For example, here we have x equal to, wait, here I am going to create a tuple 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I am going to use, I just remove this. Then after that I am going to use the length operation. First of all, I go with a print and I say length of x. Then after that I am going to use a print, and then I am going to use the type of x. I just save it, and I just create another variable y in which I am going to store the actual list. Here we have created a tuple. This is the tuple and it is a list, and first of all I am going to get a length of a tuple 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I am going to get the type of the tuple x. After that I am going to convert this particular y to a to a tuple. For example, here you can create that using the tuple keyword in which you are going to add the word, and just like it, you are going to add a tuple here. It is a tuple, and under that you have y, and it is going to convert that particular y, which is actual list, into a tuple. You are going to convert this list into a tuple using the tuple y. I just run the particular program, and well, you are going to get first the length of the tuple, which is actually 4, and you are going to get a type of the tuple, which is actually tuple, and you can able to convert this particular list into the tuple. As you can have a look at here, we got answer as a 4 for the length, class tuple for the class means type, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the purpose of tuple. And this is how we are going to do simple operations with respect to the tuple. After that, we are going to discuss about the accessing the values of a tuple. For example, first of all, I will discuss about accessing the values. The accessing values is same in all of them. Means in the string we used to access using the index, in the list we used to access using the index. In tuple we can able to access the values using that same indexes. Here the indexes also start from 0. If I say x of 0, it is going to give me 1. If I say x of 1, it is going to give me 2. If I say x of 3, it is going to give me 3. If I say x of 3, it is going to give me 4. Actually the indexes actually start, I just add a comment and I will show you how the indexes start. Indexes start with a 0, 1 and here 2, it is 3. As you can have a look at here, we have the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3. This is actually index. When I say x of 0, it is going to give me 1. X of 1, it is going to give me 2. As I already discussed, so when I just run the particular program, it is going to give me the value which is actually in the position of 0. Means it is going to give me the value 1. As you can have a look at here on your screen, we got answer as 1. And this is how we are going to access the values of a tuple. After that, we are able to go with the negative indexes. If I say x of minus 1, here I just write another comment in which I am going to show you how actually the negative indexes work. Here we have the minus 4 and next we have the minus minus 3 and next we have the minus 2 and next we have the minus 1. Means actually when we say negative indices, the minus 1 is actually 4, minus 2 is actually 3, minus 3 is actually 2, minus 4 is actually 1. And when I say x of minus 1, it is going to give me the answer as a 4. And this is how we are going to deal with these particular indexes. As you can have a look at here, we got answer as a 4. After this all thing, we can able to access this particular particular part of this tuple using a method in which we are able to give the indexes. Means we can able to give a start index and a stop index. For example, here if I say 2:5, means from here we have the 2 and from here to here means this is 3, this is 4, this is 5 and this is 6. Means 2 to 5 it is going to give us a value as 3, 4, 5, 6. I just save it and I am going to run that and I can able to access that particular. Yes, we got here 3, 4, 5 as our answer. And this is how we are going to access those particular set of tuple which are present inside the tuple. And after that we can able to access till 4. Means if I say :4 till 4 means for starting from the 0th index till 4th, it is going to access everything. Means we are going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4 as our answer. Along with that, I am going to add x of, if I mention here 2 and colon, everything after the second indexes will be displayed. Means here we have 0, 0, 1 and starting from the 2 till 7 we are going to access everything. I just run the particular program and we are going to get that thing. Well, as you can have a look at here, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4 as our first output, and second output we got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why? Because when I say till 4, it is going to access till 3. When I say I want to access starting from the 2, including 2, it is going to access everything. Therefore we got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is how we are going to access those particular tuple elements which are present in the tuple. And in fact you can able to reverse that particular tuple using this index, in which I am going to add, wait a second, well, we have added 2 of the index. access. And I just run the particular program, and this particular code is going to one time. Therefore you got answer as a 7654321, and this is how we are going to do operation on the accessing the tuple. I'm going to discuss about updating the value of a tuple. Actually, you cannot update the values of a tuple as these are unchangeable, but you can do that using the list. Yes, here we have a tuple x equal to 1 to 7, and I'm going to convert this particular tuple into a list, and I'm going to store that in y, and after that I'm going to append an element into that list. For example, here if I say y dot append, and I say you have to append 2, and next you have print, and now I'm going to convert back that y, means actually we have taken the x, converted into list and appended the value, then we reconvert that y value into x, into a tuple using the tuple dictionary, and I say tuple and I say y, and I just run the particular program, and you are going to get actually an updated value. And you cannot update the value directly, means there are no keywords to update directly, like saying x dot append to. No, it's not going to append anything. It is going to give an error. As you can have a look at here, we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 2, and this is how we are going to update the values of a tuple. After that, I am going to discuss about the unpacking of a tuple. First of all, I create a tuple of some string, like I'm saying I'm saying Google. Next I'm going to say Microsoft. Then next after that I'm going to use Apple. I just save it. Next I'm going to create a normal tuple which is going to access the values of the x, means these are nothing but a normal variable which were created which are going to access the values of x. Therefore for Google I add Sergey, and after that for Microsoft I use Bill, and for Apple I use Steve, and I am going to give the values as x. And now I am going to print Sergey, next Bill, after that I'm going to use a Steve. Actually what is happening here, we have created a variable x, and which is actually tuple going to store 3 strings, Google and Microsoft and Apple. When we say Sergey, Bill, Steve, these are actually variables which are going to store the values of x, means when I say Sergey, it is going to take the value of Google, Bill going to take the value of Microsoft, and Steve going to take the value of Apple. When I say print Sergey, Bill, Steve, it is going to give us answer as Google, Microsoft and Apple. And this is how we are going to take all values of a tuple and storing it into variable. Now I run the particular program, and you are going to get an answer as Google, Microsoft and Apple, and this is what we call as unpacking of a tuple. I'm going to discuss about the looping of the tuples. First of all, tuples are the data types in the Python that are fixed, that are unchangeable, but we can able to access them. We can able to access them using a for loop. That is what we call as a looping in the Python, I mean looping in the tuples. And we can not only using the for loop, we can do that particular thing using the while loop also. First of all, I will go with creating a tuple in which we are going to use a variable x equal to using the brackets in which we are going to mention the all the elements. After that we are going to use the for loop for I in range of length of x. When I click like that, I mean when I type like that, after that I am going to use a print statement in which I am going to use the x of I, and I just save it and I am just run it. Here what is going to happen, first of all, according to the loop, it is going to initialize this particular I to 0 if there is no mention of any 2 arguments. Here there is always mention of 2 arguments like 0 comma length of x, and this is the limit and this is the starting. As you know, we got our answer as 1 2 3 4 5, that are the elements of this particular tuple. Here for I in range of 0 to length of x. What do you mean by 0? Means here the variable I is first initialized to 0. I'm going to use a comment. It is first initialized to 0. After that, wait a second, I'm going to use the doc string. First it is initialized to 0. After that it is initialized to 1. It is initialized to 1. After that it is initialized to 2. After that it is initialized to 3. After that it is initialized to 4. And first of all, when we say length of x, it is going to give us the total number of elements that are present in this particular tuple. As you know, there are 5 elements that are present in this particular tuple, therefore the range is 5. Here we have the 5 value as a 5, but this particular for loop is going to run from 0 to length of x minus 1. When I say length of x minus 1, it is going to run till the 4, means it is going to run from 0 to 4, and for every number it is going to access the index. For 0th index we have 1, for the 1 index we have the 2, for 2 index we have the 3, and for the third index we have the 4, for the 4th index we have the 5, and this is how it is going to access every element of that particular tuple, and it is going to show us. And this is what we call as looping in the tuple. And we can also do this particular thing using the while loop, in which we are going to remove these all things and we are going to mention the while, and in the while we are going to give the condition until and unless the condition is true, it is going to execute, or else it is going to means come out of the loop. For example, here I am going to mention length of x less than I means I, we have to mention I is less than length of x, and we have to mention I is equal to 0, and after that we have to print x of I, and after that I am going to use I plus equal to 1, and we are going to run this particular program, and we are going to get the same answer just like the for loop. And here what is actually going to happen, here we have mentioned the tuple, here I is initialized to 0. This while loop is going to run for all of them. As you know, we got answer from 1 to 5. Here first it will check whether I is less than length of x. What is length of x? It is a 5. As you know, 0 is less than 5, therefore it is going to print x of 0, that is 1 here, and after that it is going to append the I is equal to I plus 1. That means I is initialized to 1, and next it is going to check whether 1 is less than length of 1 is less than 5. Yes, it is true, therefore it is going to print the x of 1, and it is going to be appended with 2. Next 2 is less than 5. Yes, it is true, x of 2, and next it is going to compare the 3 is less than 5. As it is true, therefore it is going to give us the value 4. At last it is going to check 4 is less than 5. Yes, it is true, it is going to give us the x of 4, that is actually 5, and after that I is going to be appended with the value of 5. Is 5 is less than 5? No, it is not true, therefore it is going to be false statement. It is going to come out of the loop, and it is going to terminate the whole loop, and it is going to give us an answer. And this is how we are going to go with the looping of the particular list. Now we are going to discuss about the third operation of the tuple, which is actually joining of the two tuples. You can actually able to join the tuples using here we have the 1 2 3, and next I create a new tuple in which we have 3 4 5. After that I am going to use a print statement, under which I am going to use x plus y, and I just save it, and well, this particular x plus y is going to create a new tuple in which we can able to have the values of 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. Well, we have the values here as on your screen, and after that we are with another method in the tuple, in which actually we are going to remove this and we are going to say print x asterisk 2, and I just save it and run the particular program, in which it is going to multiply, means it is going to duplicate those all values which are present in the x. For example, here we have 1 2 3. When I say x into 2, it is going to give us another 1 2 3 in the same tuple, and this is how we are going to go with joining and recreating the tuple. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.